Welcome to this week's episode of Falcon Fever. I'm Rita Wright, and this is your weekly source to Montevallo sports. Let's get started with the men's soccer team. Action kicked off at home Tuesday night in their first game of the Peach Belt Conference Tournament. The Falcons faced Francis Marion. Both teams played a scoreless first half as Montevallo led shots 7-3. The second half was a different story as both teams attacked the net, earning 1 goal apiece as they forced the game into overtime. Towards the end of overtime, Aaron McCarthy scored the game-winning goal. The Falcons held on to beat the Patriots 2-1. After the game, Coach Ryan Pratt talked about the team's mindset coming into the tournament and about how he felt his team controlled the ball.
I don't think our team's mindset is any different than any time you go play a good opponent, and that's come out and play hard, and hopefully we play well enough to win. Well, you could see that we had the game in control. They had a couple of dangerous opportunities, but nothing really to threaten us. And we gave up the one chance on just a little bit of lackluster defending there. And you could see our body language kind of drop down a little bit. But even that being said, we still had a couple of chances there in the final 10 minutes of regulation to pull out a win. And I just told the guys before we went out in the overtime, I said, you can't fix what happened in the past. And you can only control how you are in the future and what you're doing in the moment. And we stay in the moment, you play the moment for the moment, and good things will happen. And certainly enough, we found a way to get a goal.
The Falcons advanced to the semifinals of the PBC tournament. Friday, they traveled to face conference leader Flagler in Evans, Georgia. In women's soccer action, the Lady Falcons had a shootout against 7th-ranked Columbus State on the road. The Lady Falcons gave up 4 goals early in the first half when they couldn't stop the opening flurry of CSU. They did score a goal 17 minutes into the second half, but Columbus State came back to score 2 more goals. The final score, CSU 6, Montevallo 3. Montevallo then hit the road to Georgia College and State in a critical conference matchup. Christian Rosada scored the lone goal for the Falcons that night as the game ended in a score of 1-1. The tie allowed the Lady Falcons to clinch the final spot in the PBC tournament. As the lowest seed in the conference tournament, Montevallo faced first-seeded Columbus State on the road again Tuesday night. This was their chance to get revenge from last week's loss. Freshman Jenna Kuzimski scored the lone goal of the night as Montevallo stunned Columbus State with their great defense. The Falcons won 1-0. The win guarantees that there will be a new PBC champion for the first time in 4 years. Friday, the Lady Falcons traveled to Evans, Georgia to compete in the semifinals against GSCU. The men's basketball team will finally be in action as they travel to Tuscaloosa Wednesday. They'll face the Alabama Crimson Tide in an exhibition game. The game tips off at 7:30 as the Falcons compete against the Division I opponent. Head basketball coach Danny Young says he's looking forward to the game as well as the upcoming season.
I'm Danny Young. I'm the head men's basketball coach at the University of Montevallo. This is going to be my 7th season here at the university. But we have a lot of new faces this year, 2 returning guys that got quality minutes last year, several guys back for their senior seasons. The new faces, have come from pretty much all over the southeast, as far west as Portland, Oregon. I expect that these guys are working really hard, worked hard in conditioning, and going to give it their all. And hopefully we can go in and have a competitive season in our first year in the Peach Belt Conference. We're just going to really try to work on ourselves and be our first real chance to get and play against somebody else other than ourselves. And it's been try not to overdo preparing for them, because we're not going to really be playing teams of that caliber during our season. You're playing an SEC team like Alabama that's so good. So it's just going to be fun for our guys to get to go into that atmosphere and get a chance to play.
Montevallo's official season opener is in 2 weeks when they tip off against Southeastern Bible College on November 16th. The women's volleyball team stepped onto the court against Francis Marion last week. Katie Handrick led the team with 10 kills and 8 digs, while Virginia Clay had a career high of 9 kills and 6 blocks. The Falcons crushed Francis Marion with a score of 3-0. The Falcons resumed play Halloween night as they traveled to face the Lady Braves of UNC Pembroke. The Falcons' domination made UNC Pembroke feel like they were in their own haunted house. The Lady Braves gave a scare early on, but it was the Falcons who were the frightening team that night. Katie Johnson led the team with 18 kills, 14 digs, and 3 service aces. The Falcons evened their PBC record with a 3-1 win over UNC Pembroke. The Falcons didn't keep their winning streak going when they faced West Florida. Katie Johnson had 9 kills and no errors, but it wasn't enough as Argo swept the Falcons. The final score, West Florida 3, Montevallo 0. The Falcons returned home for their final 3 games as they face SC Aiken and Miles on November 6th and then Lander on November 7th. The women's cross-country team will face major competition this Saturday as they compete in the NCAA Southeast Region Championship in North Carolina. Cross-country star January Waters gives us her take on the team's upcoming meet.
Hey y'all, I'm January Waters. I'm a junior here at Montevallo and I ran cross-country, and I'm a communication studies major. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about our team. We got 3rd place in the conference for PBC, and we're about to go to regionals, and that's this weekend, Saturday, and we're ranked 6th in the region. So hope y'all can make it to North Carolina.
This week's Falcon Fever Player of the Week is men's soccer player Aaron McCarthy. In Tuesday night's game, McCarthy scored the game-winning goal against Francis Marion in the opening round of the PBC tournament. McCarthy says he's glad their season continues.
I think we fell back a little bit, but after the final whistle went and we went into extra time, we got together as a team and just thought, we've got 10 minutes to bury this. Let's just win it, give it everything we've got, and we did. We won.
If you would like to watch a replay of today's show or any other show of the past week, visit our website at montevallo.edu/mc or look us up on YouTube by searching Falcon Fever. If you have any pictures of Montevallo on the road, please send them to us. You can send them to masscom00@gmail.com. That's all we have for this week. I'm Rita Wright. Keep your eye on the ball, and we'll see you next week.